Hello, everyone. Today is Thursday, June 26, 2025, at 11:26 a.m. in the morning. So, um, I'm extremely tired, and my body's catching up, from the sleep deprivation. So, bear with me. Um, so I'm pushing myself to do a video, even though I'm still so tired. But um, yeah, I have a lot on my mind, and my mind is racing. So, well, yesterday was a rough day, and I feel a sense of freedom to get rid of that fake public offender who's younger than me and think he got so much power over me. Um, so I guess it must have been right, for me to get rid of him for spiritual reasons, to get rid of him out of my life. I even blocked his number. So, but I'm like yesterday, like they always do, really heavy riding in the Uber on the way to or from going to court, or they you know, I end up having like frustrating moments on the bus before going to court. So yesterday, the Uber car ride, I mean, it was a red Jeep that was difficult to climb into. And and she had on a red watch, and she had like a red little, not exactly a pouch, but something else red. And it was like a black and red Jeep, but she didn't act like a perp. But I suspected that she was, with all that red and everything, you know. But and then the fact that, riding in a red vehicle on the way to court while you being dealing with being gang stalked, So, but I saw people even this week, people they've been wearing a lot of red and stuff because of the Juneteenth, and I respect that. They're wearing it's your purpose behind wearing it. So if you're wearing red because you're celebrating the Juneteenth, then that's fine. But if you're wearing red because your purpose is to gang stalk and psychologically torture someone, then that's a problem. So, or if you're wearing red because of what other holiday, like 4th of July or Christmas or whatever, it's fine. Well, even though I don't celebrate those holidays anymore, but um, or if you have a job and the company shirt is red or whatever, or company pants or whatever, that's fine. But they have some people who even perp during situations like that too. But but oh man, like So I told y'all what happened with the fake public offender yesterday, and there was something else I needed to say that it slipped my mind. But oh yeah, I think I remember now. So the gross thing that I wanted to tell y'all that I didn't say in the video was that wow, when I went to take a shower yesterday morning, late morning, and then discovered that all of my little bit small amount of underwear that I have, all of them were dirty. So I had to hand wash the dirty pair that I was wearing. I had to hand wash it and got it clean, but I had to wear it while wet. And then I was rushing, but made it just in time. And speaking of laundry, you know, I'm gonna try to get laundry done before I get out of here. And but the meeting with the fake public offender, it was like less than felt like less than 5 minutes, and I was out of the courtroom before 1 o'clock. And so the public offender, one thing I forgot to say, or I didn't think to say, was that I find it very not funny as in laughable funny, but funny as in odd, peculiar, strange, or whatever. Um, that when I try to tell him about the stalkers and try to send a flash drive with their harassing comments or whatever, he didn't want to see it, and he tried to make it like as if that had nothing to do with the wrongful arrest that happened to me. But those same stalkers that illegally swatted me were the ones who contacted him and some kind of way emailed him. I don't even have his email. He never gave me his email. How did they get his email or access to his email? And the stalkers, what they're doing is malicious and fraudulent. It's wrong. You know, they think that because I'm speaking against what he's doing to me, just like I'm speaking against what they're doing to me, they think they could all get me, want me to, they want to punish me even, wrongfully punish me even harder. So the stalkers followed through with their threats that, oh yeah, we're going to contact your public defender. And then they say, we already contacted the judge about you and told them that you have XYZ bad character. But remember, all these stalkers work for Satan. And the fake public offender does too. And I believe he's a Freemason. He's a Freemason. And he's a perp too. He revealed himself as a perp. And a narcissistic abuser. But he's kind of ain't mentally got it all himself. He's so arrogant to the point where he ain't mentally got it all. So when I went like across the street to try to go and get out of the heat and try to get me some water and maybe a little ice cream to cool off, I went to one restaurant and the girl ignored me and didn't even acknowledge me. She militantly ignored me for a long time. My patience was running out. Excuse me, because I was trying to wait around for when the bus was coming. I had to wait almost a whole another hour. And I didn't want to take an Uber back home because I was trying to use that money for more meals to eat and to try to get to stay here a little bit longer. So they had a black lady that there was a black police officer talking to a white man, I guess about a parking violation or something. Maybe I'm wrong. But it was a black lady that bumped into me on purpose on the sidewalk like it was a hard brushing up against me, and she didn't even say excuse me. She was older than me, an older lady. Looked like she could have been in her 50s or 60s, more like 60s. And so I went to another restaurant a couple of doors down and was able to get me some ice cream and some water. And they had these white men that they were looked like they were customers, and one of the customers tried to play psych games and pretended that he worked there, and trying to make a fool out of me, and had his friends instigate and laugh. That it's like none of the workers were available. The real workers, none of them were available. But yeah, it was a fake customer pretending to be a waiter or employee, and then try to trick me and try to play psych games so he could have his friends instigate and laugh at me. Excuse me. So then I finally was able to get waited on and get my ice cream and my water. And then you know, they had some more perp activity go on, and one of the bus drivers looked like someone I went to school with, like junior high with, and she was switching drivers. She was a perp bully herself, and she got mad and yelled at me. She was one of the newer bus drivers, and she got mad and yelled at me um, when we tried to get on the bus, and she only had her eyes on me and not the other lady, you know. And then they switched drivers, and I rode the bus, and then if I would have stayed on that bus, it would have took me a 12-minute walk. But well, it would probably have took me 20 minutes. Well, it probably would have took me a half hour because the shoes I was wearing, those shoes were hurting. And then those shoes were hurting. And speaking of those shoes, they raised the price $3 from the last time I bought those shoes. Those shoes were like $9 or $10, and now they're like $12.90 something, like $12.97 or something. They were like $9.90 something for a long time, and they really jacked the prices up really, really high. And it was hard to find some decent clothes for court at fake Walmart yesterday, and was one of the workers tried to tell me that they're getting ready to prepare for winter, and I'm like, what? It's June. What do you mean that they're preparing for winter? So I couldn't find any decent clothes, but what the hell? I almost wasn't gonna get anything, but um, but the black dress, I'm glad I got it, and I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna keep that dress, and I'm debating on whether or not to retire this teal dress. I mean, I don't need to throw it away, really. I mean, I could keep the teal dress. So, um, so now I have another dress. Yeah. So, but I like it. I really love it. And the dress cost like $15. Well, $14 and something, almost 15. And the shoes were like 13 something. But I'm gonna have to get rid of the shoes until August and then get another pair. Um, but yeah, so I so yeah, they had a lot of perp activity with me walking back to the hotel room. I mean, I got from one bus. I mean, so if I would have stayed on the first bus and rode all the way to over here, it would have been like they Google says 12 minutes, but because of my shoes and my feet were hurting so bad, it probably would have took me 30 minutes. I couldn't even walk in those shoes. And then, but I get those shoes every time for court and then give them away and then get another pair when it's time because I can't really carry them around, you know, carry around shoes I can't wear for 2 months until the next court date. Nah, I just give them away and get some more. But no, the real waste is to be illegal. Don't come for me and talk about me wasting my money when the real waste is being illegally swatted and being forced to pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars of fees and fines and being wrongfully thrown in jail. Go after fake damnesia for putting me through this. I wasn't supposed to have to go through that yesterday. And the fake public offender just keep pushing the dates back repeatedly. When he can't get money out of me or can't bully and control me, he wrongfully punishes me by illegally pushing back the court date. So I went to get that letter. I got it notarized for nothing. So they try to manipulate for me to feel like, for me to try to represent myself that I'm making a fool out of myself. I mean, excuse me. I mean, like the last court date, the fake public offender narcissistically fake laughed and said that he wasn't getting a penny from well, why do you keep making me pay fees and fines and stuff for crimes I didn't commit? You know, and I'll finish telling that for the new people in either another video or maybe doing a live stream. So, well, but so, okay, so I switched from one bus to another bus. The other bus, I'm glad it was at the terminal already, and I got on it, and it would have took me closer to over here, and I would have just had to walk walk a few minutes, you know. But then, like, they kept messing with the Wi-Fi. I mean, sorry, not the Wi-Fi. My phone data. They kept messing with the phone data. You know, and trying to slow me up from posting the video yesterday about the court. So that's what took me so long for the video to post. Actually, it was supposed to have been posted sooner. So I apologize about that. And I kept getting frustrated that they kept slowing up the video and kept trying to disable my phone data and stuff like that. So, on purpose they were trying to prevent me from getting that video out yesterday afternoon. Excuse me, for they force farted me. So wow, okay. So then as tired and sleep deprived as I was excited to go swimming. So I came back here and I went swimming, and they had perp activity. They had a lady in an SUV that was talking to two teenagers, and she had her arm hanging out the window while talking to them. And they had one of the fake lifeguards was smacking his gum. And another situation was that excuse me. Another situation was that I'm sorry. They had a light skinned big black female perp with braids that she was illegally perping with an Aaliyah t shirt. And then they had some people that were being kind of weird, you know. And they had this girl that looked like she was about to looked like she was about 10 years old, and she came and walked very close to me and just looked at me very, very weird, and then made me feel uncomfortable. But she was a kid, but she looked at me very weird, and then next thing you know, she would disappeared and she was gone like for the rest of the day. But I think I swam for approximately maybe for, my words are not coming out right. Um, I think I swam for like an hour and a half. I swam for like an hour and a half. Excuse me. And they had certain people having an attitude or giving me mean looks at the pool, anti-friendly or whatever. I just try to stay off to myself. And like I tried to like move around and actually do physical exercise and swimming, but then I took some rest breaks too. And then at one point I had to just keep going to the bathroom and keep going to pee. Excuse me. And when I rode the second bus, they had a passenger who acted like he thought he had the authority of the driver, and he was in my way and kissing the bus driver's ass and talking to the bus driver. And I kept trying to show the bus driver my pass because my pass didn't load up on time because they kept slowing up they kept just trying to disable my phone data on purpose so that I couldn't upload the video. And then sometimes the bus, excuse me, the bus app does not load fast enough. But usually it uploads good in that area. That's how I know the person was trying to stop it on purpose. And so the so then you know I forgot what else happened on the second bus. But then there was another couple of times where somebody, I forgot who it was, bumped into me or brushed up against me on purpose and didn't say excuse me. But excuse me. And I forgot what other events happened at the pool, but when I left, like I was too tired and I left, and they had it was a white man and his family they came and followed me when I got out of the pool and left. They followed me, and the man had a deceitful looking smile on his face, and he got in a red car, and it seemed like when I left, a lot of other people were leaving too. A lot of perps left because I left. They left when I left. But I wish I could have got to have the physical energy to stay longer. But I had a headache that was like coming off and on and off and on, and I had to use the bathroom multiple times. But I thought it was gonna rain, but it didn't. But yeah, I wish I could have got to swim for longer. And then after I came back to the hotel, I discovered that, I'm sorry for TMI, but my menstruation had came. And I took a shower, and I tried to upload the videos, and excuse me, and it took a little while, but it was like 6 something in the evening. I dozed off and went to sleep. And then I think I may have woke up at 8 something, and I don't remember what I did, and then went back to sleep. And then I guess they must have hit me with energy weapons to wake me up. It was precisely 12:33 a.m. in the morning, this morning, that I was awakened. And then I discovered that my phone battery had died while charging. And my phone was really hot. Now, a couple of days ago, I think it was just that asked me, does my phone ever get overheated? And I said, it has not happened in a long time. Well, oh, they played that game with my phone between, in the middle of the night. My phone was overheated and the battery was drained. And so I had to take the phone off the charger, and I was in the middle of uploading videos from the day before yesterday and yesterday, and I had to take the phone off the charger and let it cool off. I went back to sleep. I think I woke up after 7 o'clock this morning, and yeah. So I had to order Uber Eats, and I got a buy one get one free breakfast. And I'm glad the sausage biscuit, I made a sandwich out of it, because it was like separate. It was like separate eggs, sausage, grits, and biscuit, and it was buy one get one free. And they always have those specials. I couldn't believe how good the biscuit. Once I put the jelly on it and made it into a sandwich, I can't believe how good it was. You know. So the second plate I'm saving for lunch, and and I wanted to make sure I had enough money. Wait, hold up. I thought I heard a noise. Um, but I thought I had enough. I wanted to make sure I had enough money to be able to get to do the $25 late checkout. And this morning, like, my hips were hurting. I think I did feel some vibrating either yesterday or this morning. I don't remember. And at one point they were microwaving my feet for a couple of minutes, like causing my feet to burn, like a burning itch on both feet for a couple of minutes, you know. Excuse me. But I had just enough money um for the to get to do the late checkout, and I have $1.45 left in the bank, and I have a roll of quarters, and I don't know how much of the rest of the little change I have. But the $10 roll of quarters is gonna be used on laundry, and I'm hoping to get to do laundry before checking out. Um, but I wish I could have more help with hotel nights, because my stomach is cramping, it's hurting, and I'm really tired, and I need more rest, and I'm exhausted, and I'm tired of all these more and more court dates. So now I have court date on August 11th, and then again on the 13th. How do you have two court dates for false crimes you didn't commit? Two court dates in 1 week. And I don't have a right to be exhausted. So, well, anyway, So, yeah, I had to pay for the late checkout at this hotel, but I know that if I were to try to ask for help for more hotel nights, it's not guaranteed if I would have got the help. So, um, so I'm just trying to rest as much as I can, trying to get some peace and quiet and rest as much as I can, and I'm trying to not let this all this stuff that I'm going through stop me or hold me back. Um, I have a few more short stories that I had already started on and want to complete them, but I don't think they'll be done today. And then I guess I will, between now and August, try to continue to just work on, novel writing. Now I'm working on a project right now. I didn't realize I started it like in December of last year, before being illegally swatted back in January, and then being wrongfully banned from so many hotels and stuff, and just going through a lot. That novel could have, if I wouldn't have been going through all that, that novel could have been done, published and done by now. But the stalkers, they don't care. Their aim is for me to die. That's what their aim is. So I yeah, their aim is for me to die. So they're not interested in, letting me live my life and accomplish goals. So I would like to work on, and so the project that I'm working on is like a freestyle novel, and it's gonna be, I'm planning for it to be my first novel to complete and put out. But I have another novel that I have been working on since 2019, and have not been able to focus on accomplishing it because of the forced sleep deprivation and directed energy attacks and the homelessness, being wrongfully kicked out of and banned from everywhere, and the gang stalking and just everything. You know, um, so, but the freestyle novel, I don't plan on it being perfect and or with chapters or anything like that. It's gonna be like a short story, but novel length and very long. That's what I plan for it to be like. And I also plan to after I self-publish the next few short stories, I'm planning on adding some of the older short stories plus the new short stories and putting that into another ebook. And then with my Timberwood Cult series, I would like to write 50 more short stories and then make that like a volume 2. And then work on the novel that I've been working on since 2019. Those are the ideas and plans that I have. And a lot of people encourage me to go ahead and write that autobiography about my life. They said that they will read it. So the stalkers expect me to have a traditional 9 to 5 job, and trying to, they had a perp that made a fake comment, I guess 3 weeks ago, and I just saw it today, and they think that I'm a problem and try to be like, oh, why don't you get a Walmart greeter job and this and that, whatever. Ask fake Walmart why they won't hire me to be a greeter. How about that? In fact, I don't even see greeters at Walmart much anymore anyway. I can't, with my disability, I cannot be around noise. Like, they've been having establishments and places that I've been going to, whether it's something to eat or a store or something like that. And I thought to myself, oh no, I could not work here because it's too loud, too noisy for me. So But my stomach is kind of cramping. I'm glad it's not cramping to the point to be disabling, but it's cramping right now. And me and my twin sister, our birthday is coming August 25th. And if I'm not wrongfully in jail or locked up somewhere, I wish I could, get to treat myself to a fancy, nice, expensive, you know, um, hotel and dinner, or vacation away from home, vacation out of town somewhere, or do something super nice for myself. I wish I could, just for our birthday, not everyday living. But with the stalkers, they'll make sure I'm not allowed to, have anything nice. But day to day, I just try to get whatever cheaper hotel that I could afford, where I'm not wrongfully banned from, where I could be comfortable and just rest. I don't. I mean, you know, but I mean, what if my writing can get me to generate and earn more money? The stalkers put that to a stop, wrongfully and illegally. I mean, they're getting away with so much evil. So I'm gonna get off here now. I love y'all, and I'm gonna have to check. I'm not saying what time it is, but I'm supposed to get to check out of the hotel later today, and I'm gonna try to, after I get out of the hotel and get back downtown, then I will try to see if I can live stream and try to ask for help for dinner, and try to ask for help for dinner, and also see if I could have help with more hotel nights. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all later.